I want to welcome everybody to this demonstration. Shocking news. We need to pray for Ray J after an altercation at the BET Awards. Now, Ray J is making reference to the way that things are going, and after the incident at the BET Awards, suicidal thoughts have crossed his mind. I know. That's something heavy, and that's something that's serious. And we're going to get into it, but it's something that we shouldn't play with, because many people have committed suicide. Some people even reached out to loved ones, and some of those people that committed suicide was either shunned away or made fun of. So whenever we're talking about suicide, we got to know that that's something that's very serious. But let me read my disclaimer and make a few quick announcements, and we're going to jump into this demonstration. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. That means everything that you hear in this demonstration, everything that you hear in this video that I call a demonstration, is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Everything that you hear is allegedly. It's all allegedly. Salute Sagittarius, salute Katina. Appreciate you for pulling up, Katina. I understand you've been busy, but you know, whenever you get some free time, feel free to pour up. You are always welcome over here, Katina. I appreciate you. Salute 80s, baby. Salute Beautiful Nightmare. Salute Abdul. Abdul wouldn't be Abdul if he didn't get his roast on. Make sure y'all stay away from Abdul, because Abdul likes to roast me, and I don't know why. Salute Nola. Salute Nola. Salute Miss Brown. Appreciate you for pulling up, Miss Brown. Appreciate you for pulling up, Miss Brown. Abdul says, Baldy, it's all clout. They got nothing going to commit suicide, but who knows, they might. Sajid says, I see you, Abdul. What's up, bro? Right, and I'm hoping that it is clout, Abdul. Salute Nola. I'm hoping that I'm hoping it's fake news. I'm hoping that it's clout. Salute Florida Queen. Salute Florida Queen, because this is something serious. It is. It's something serious. And when it comes to people taking their lives, it's real. It's real. And we all have been experiencing some kind of hard time. Salute Yorakal. Salute Yorakal. Appreciate you for pulling up, Yorakal. Salute. And it can happen to any one of us. We never know what tomorrow holds for us. We never know. Abdul says, you like to mess with me, positive and beautiful. That's why I pick on you. All right. Okay, Abdul. But let's get started, y'all. Let's get started. Let's get started. All right, y'all, let's get started. So as you can see, it says Ray J was involved. Let me move my light, y'all. Let me move my light. So it says Ray J claimed he is suicidal and on social media shared the following. I'm just going to let it play, y'all. Salute liberty or lockdown. Salute. I'm going to let it play. He says, but money. Let me let it play, y'all. Let me let it play. Let me let it play. So before we go any further, let's throw up some prayer hands for Ray J. Before we go any further, salute positive vibes. Before we go any further, let's throw up some prayer hands for Ray J. Salute Trelane. I see you, Trelane. Salute Trelane. Salute Zena. Salute Zena. Let's throw up some prayer hands. He made reference to it all, the money, the fame. And this one thing about being famous, one thing about being rich. Salute Miss Groovy. Appreciate you for pulling up, Miss Groovy. Salute. It's a lot. It's a lot that comes with being rich. It's a lot that comes with being famous. You know, you just imagine when you're broke. Imagine your life when you're broke. And imagine the people that's around you when you're broke. Most of the times, it's not too many people around you when you're broke. You ain't got nothing. But imagine if you're rich. Imagine when you have money. Just imagine, okay? Imagine if you're famous. Can you imagine how many fake people are going to come around you? Can you imagine how many people that's going to be with you or around you because you have money? Do you know how many yes men? Do you know how many yes women that you'll have? All because you have money. And we know Ray J, I watched Ray J grow up from a little kid. And since a little kid, he was in the spotlight. You know, he's the younger brother of Brandy. We know. So from a young age, and even though later on in life, you know, he ventured out on his own, but Brandy even made reference to his lifestyle and the directions that he chose to take. She said because her and the mom, they were spoiling him. And we all know what happens with a spoiled child. That's why it's not good to spoil your children. Now, it's a difference. It's a difference from treating your children to nice things. It's a difference from, you know, making sure your children, you know, have things compared to spoiling them. If you got a bad child, you shouldn't be rewarding your bad child with gifts. And that goes for fathers, mothers, and grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins. If you have a child that's bad, you should not be rewarding a bad child with gifts. You should make the child accept responsibility and hold that child accountable and discipline that child. We know times change from when we were growing up. So it's other methods to discipline your child. I always say discipline your child according to how you feel discipline should take place. However, there gotta be some kind of discipline. Even if it means to punish them, punish the bad child for a week, take away the video games, you know, that's discipline. But I recommend that all parents discipline the child when the child is being bad. You don't want the child to grow up being spoiled. Now with Ray J has, been doing this thing. He's been on a couple reality shows. He's been in a few movies. He even, had some hit singles. One Wish. I really like that. Drop a one. Drop a one in the chat if y'all was feeling Ray J's One Wish. I like that song. I like that song. So now to hear that he's going through what he's going through and, he's having suicidal thoughts, it makes me just, want to throw up some prayers. As I said, we're going to go deep into it because allegedly, and we're going to get to the bottom of it, allegedly, he was in an altercation. Allegedly, a fight broke out. Now, this is how I feel about fighting. I feel like no celebrities should be fighting. I feel like nobody that's been blessed with an opportunity that Ray J has been blessed with, ain't no need to be fighting. I feel like at a certain age, I feel like it's no need to fight. Gushy Granny, hey Shank, I've been watching you for a while. I have a live stream idea for you. It starts off with you taking 7 shots of tequila and then go driving. Now, why would I do that? If you going to troll me, come on, man. Why would I do that? Why would you think that would be a great idea for me to take 7 shots of tequila and then go drive? People. But when it comes to fighting, I mean, unless you a boxer, unless you're a professional boxer, outside of that, what you fighting for? We got to think and we got to learn how to resolve issues without physical combat. It don't make you a punk if you use your mind. It don't make you a punk if you walk away. That don't make you a punk. That's not a punk. The person that walks away from a fight, the person that thinks his or her way out of a fight is really the smart one out of the individuals that's involved. Because the last time I checked, unless you was a professional boxer, you ain't getting paid for fighting. You know how many people lost their lives because of a fight? So for Ray J to be at this award show, what is you teaching your children, Ray J? I want to talk to you, Ray J. What is you teaching your children? You was around Death Row, Ray J. You was around the homies. You was a part of Death Row. You was moving around with Death Row. What did the fighting, what did it get Suge? What did it get Death Row? What did it get Pop? See, that's what you got to think. That's when the thinking comes into play. Salute, LaJessica. I see you. Appreciate you for pulling up, LaJessica. That's when you got to think. Man, look. If I got to fight to prove to anybody, because see, this is when your homies come into play. This is when your girlfriend, your wife, this is when people that's surrounding you comes into play. Anybody that's surrounding you that's real, a real one would tell you, nah, bruh, nah, we ain't doing this. If you don't got nobody in your circle that's preventing you from fighting, even if you ain't playing with a lot of money, let's just take the average Joe Blow. Let's take a broke person. If you ain't got nobody in your circle, and I'm going to tell you why. The best thing to do is to walk away from a fight. Because I'm going to tell you why. It's winners and losers when it comes to fighting. Imagine you on the losing end. Imagine you get in a fight with somebody. Imagine they come back and blow your brains out. Was that fight worth it? Ladies that got children out there, I know, and I want to talk to y'all ladies because I watch a lot of social media. Now, the fathers is on point. You don't very seldom catch a father, even though it's been incidents, you don't catch a father taking his son. You don't catch a father taking his children into a fight. You very seldom see a video on social media where the father got his son out there fighting. Salute, Tammy. But you catch a lot of mothers, and this is why I got to talk to y'all. You catch a lot of mothers that's taking their children, their daughters. These mothers are taking their daughters to these fights. And what's happening? The daughters end up losing their life. What was that case that I covered last year about the mother took her daughters to that fight? And what happened to the daughters? The daughters got gunned down. And what did the mother do? The mother left her daughters and got up out of there. It ain't worth it. Because I'm going to tell you, you bad, you tough. You nice with it. But it's always somebody that's nicer out there. It's always somebody out there that's badder than you. Now, if somebody pull up on you, demonstrate. That's my motto. If somebody pull up on you and they with it and you can't get out of it, then you better demonstrate. But to take your children to a fight not knowing the repercussions. Positive says that 10-year-old girl who shot the woman, her mother, that's another situation. That's another situation. So now, and the mother is, the mother was at the police in custody, still on one. Like, lady, do you realize what just happened? Do you realize that your 10-year-old daughter is going to end up either in a juvenile facility or either in DSS or with a family member? Your ass is going to prison for this person that your daughter unalive. And that's what I'm saying. You feel me, Trelane? So it's like, and I'm not bashing mothers. So don't take it the wrong way. I'm not bashing mothers. I'm only trying to get mothers to just do a better job. I ain't talking about the fathers. I ain't talking about the fathers that ain't there. The fathers ain't there, but you there. So if you a single mother, you still have the responsibility. I don't want to hear nothing about, well, if her father was here or if his father, I don't want to hear none of that. You are a single mother, and it's your responsibility to raise your child accordingly. Now, when the child get away from you, ain't nothing you could do. But my thing back to Ray J, why are you at the BET Awards scrapping? Let's go deeper, y'all. Let's go deeper. And like I said, Ray J is not new to the controversy. Ray J, he had his fair, shots of doing dirt. But what's troubling me is him making reference to suicide. And I don't want no one. I feel like regardless of what you have done, I feel like when it comes to anybody talking about taking their own life, even having thoughts, I feel like that's needed attention. Salute, Londa. Salute, Londa. La Jessica says, so what happened with Ray J? I can't see the rest of the title. So Ray J was in the altercation at the BET Awards. He got into a fight with Zeus CEO. After the altercation, he went on social media and said that because of the altercation and the lifestyle that he's been living, he's been having suicide thoughts. But I'm going to get into the actual event with him and the dude at the BET Awards. Hold tight, y'all. Let me pull it up. That ain't it. All right, y'all. Let's go to Ray J.
What did he say, how? Well, they didn't let him in. He said they didn't let him in. Look, go around this way. Go right through there.
So he's saying that they didn't let him in the awards. He's saying that they didn't let him in the BET Awards. Let's find out why. Let's find out why. Why would they prevent Ray J from coming in the BET Awards? All right, let's see what we had right here. Salute to the chat. Let's see what we had right here. So as y'all can hear, Ray J telling them one-on-one. He telling everybody, he telling security, salute Tracy. He's telling everybody, look, one-on-one, me and him can get it on. So as y'all can see, is Ray J versus Lamel Plummer. Ray J versus Lamel Plummer. So Ray J telling them, look, let's catch the fade, me and you, one-on-one, head up. So his security, one of the securities is doing the right thing. You know, shout out to my man. He is telling Ray J, look, it's time to go home. Because it's senseless. I mean, it's senseless. Positive says Ray J must be thought that man was behind him not getting in the BET Awards. And that's a good point, Positive. That's a good point. So they both woofing back. My man, see my man right there? He is woofing back. He telling Ray J just me and you. But y'all can see security is there. And you know, security gonna do what they supposed to do. Security gonna make sure that nobody lays a hand on Ray J. And they're gonna make sure Ray J don't lay hands on nobody. Trelane says sometimes you can't afford a fight. If he can leave, then leave. But if it's unavoidable, then nobody jumping nobody. Fight one-on-one and it's over with. And I agree with that. Like I tell people all the time, as humble as I am, look, some shit just ain't preventable. You know, some shit I'm going to get on that ass. So don't get it twisted, you know. But you do what you got to do to prevent from fighting. You know, but in the event that you can't get around it, then you can't get around it. Handle your business.
Happy Bobby. Can we spin this around? No. Can we spin this around? Can we spin this around? No. Can we spin this around?
I mean, and y'all could correct me if I'm wrong. By this time, you see it ain't gonna really nothing go down. Look, I'm gone. I'm up out of there. You know, all this time, ain't no hands get thrown. You know, security ain't gonna let y'all scrap. Security is not gonna let y'all scrap.
Alright, since you put it like that,
What are y'all thoughts? I see you, Trelane. Give me a minute to read y'all comments. Drop some comments, y'all. What are y'all thoughts? Trelane says, I'm not with all that talking. Either they can fight or not. If they not fighting, then why his bodyguards not getting him out the situation? Exactly. So we basically watched 6 minutes. We watched 6 minutes of woofing. Look, somebody, either I'm going to win this fight or I'm going to lose this fight. We ain't going to be going back and forth. It is what it is. Look, all right, okay, either I'm stretched out or you stretched out. 6 minutes. 6 minutes. So now, do y'all think that this was a play? Do y'all think that this is all about clout? Could it be clout? We'll know. I tell you one way we'll know. We'll know if weeks later Ray J come out with a book. We'll know if my man, now I've never heard of my man, but we'll know if my man comes out with a mixtape. For me, salute Crystal, for me, I just think it come a point in your life when you just, I can't do that right there. Now, when you in high school, I get it. I get it when you in high school. When you broke, busted, disgusted, and can't be trusted, I get it. But you Ray J. It goes back to R. Kelly. It's like you're R. Kelly. It goes back to P. Diddy. Like the things that y'all are being accused of, you didn't have to do it. Like, I can never understand how a man can force a woman. I can't understand how a man can force a female to have sex. It's like, but I know. They say that these men that forces these women and men, you know, the SA, when they do the SA, it's a form of control. They like to feel like they are in control. So, because I'm just like, okay, me and this female is, you know, doing what we do. Grill says power. We doing what we do, and it's like she's resisting. But as Crystal and Grill says, I like what they both said. Crystal says sick. That person is sick. And as Grill says, it's power. Now, I want to talk about Ray J. Now, after y'all seen that 6-minute wolf ticket, salute Mel. After watching the 6 minute of Ray J and my man woofing at each other, now Ray J is on social media making reference to having suicide thoughts. And I don't want to jump the gun, but Ray J, you're participating in these things. It's like right now, if I get on one and I start cussing all y'all out down there in the chat, you know, and then tomorrow I'm asking all of y'all to forgive me. I'm asking y'all to accept my apology. It's like y'all gonna say, damn, Shank, after all that you said to me, after all that you said about me and us, and now you expect us to feel sorry for you. So it's like, and I don't want it to come off wrong, but it's like, I hear you, Ray J, and Lord knows I don't want to pass judgment, but a day later you come with the suicide thoughts. How do y'all feel? How do y'all feel? How do y'all feel? Positive says, your bald head better sit down. Because as y'all seen, Ray J had the 6 minutes now. He had 6 minutes to walk away. He was woofing back with my man. So he had ample amount of time to walk away. Mel says Ray needs to grow up and man up. That's why Brandy is always in his face. And that's where I'm at. Like, Ray J, come on, enough is enough. Like I said, Ray J was around during the death row days. Ray J was with the business. Now, Ray J was around during the death row days. He's seen what happened to Suge. He's seen what happened to Pop. He's seen what happened to the Pyru homies. So, when are you going to grow up? Gang banging, being a gangster, fighting. That's the dumbest thing that could have ever happened to our community. Crystal says that man stayed thirsty for attention. That was the dumbest thing that could have happened to our community. Gangbanging, y'all do realize how many lives we've lost because of gangbanging? Y'all realize how many people lost their lives? There were thousands of innocent bystanders that have lost their lives due to gangbanging. Ed Jenkins says, be smarter. All right, don't be trying to fight or keep making situations worse or something. That's stupid, right? We make mistakes, but be safe. Positive says, all Ray J know is being on TV and social media. He can't disassociate real life from entertainment. Mel says he actually has a lot going for himself. Why fight someone in at an awards program? Salute, Coop. Salute, Coop. Appreciate you for pulling up. Salute, 10 mil. Salute, 10 mil. Appreciate you for pulling up. And exactly. So now it's like, that type stuff hurt your brain. I'm telling y'all. It'll hurt your brain. Because you might got people that want to have you to represent their brand. You might have people that might want to have you to perform at an event. But you moving like this? All right. Let's see what Ray J has to say. So, allegedly, Ray J addresses beef with Zeus Network. And this is the Breakfast Club. Shout out to the Breakfast Club. But let's see what Ray J has to say about this beef. All right. So I say Ray J addresses beef with Zeus Network CEO Lamel Plummer. Crystal says it might be the allegedly baby powder he's using because those eyes stay. No. That's not true. That's not true. And I'm not going to let you push that narrative. Let me backtrack it. He's saying he think it's healthy for two individuals that's shooting for the same goal to have some kind of competitive. Nah, we ain't doing that, Ray J. Listen to him. Not beef. See, when it resorts to beefing, we all know what beefing is. Beefing is fighting, or beefing is the K word. One or the other. The other cultures don't do it. Why do we keep pushing this narrative? Oh, yo, you gotta beef. Yo, it gotta be like that so it could be friendly, competitive, and competent. No, we don't. No. Kim says, is it lean in the bottle?
Especially.
That's facts. Brother D says it's because they don't know how to control their emotions. That's facts, Brother D. That's facts. Ed says not everything is a competition. Exactly. Don't y'all realize, especially with us, don't y'all realize that it's always competition with us? No matter where we at, no matter what it is that we got going on, it's always competition. When they bring up the rappers, when they bring up what they say, yo, who was the better rapper, Pac or Big? Yo, who was the better MC, Rakim or KRS-One? Do y'all realize how silly that is? Do y'all realize how dumb it is to ask the question, who's the better rapper, Pac or Biggie? I'm going to tell you how dumb it is, and I'm going to tell you why it's dumb. Because both of them, Pac and Biggie, hands down, was the best at what they done. Pac was the best at what he done. Biggie was the best at what he done. You asking a question that's going to be an opinion. If you get 100 people, 50 gonna probably go with Pac, 50 gonna probably go with Big. At the end of the day, you're still not going to get the answer. I'm with you, Ed. Everything is not spade to spade. Now, this is a product of a child that was spoiled. Ray J was spoiled. Ray J was spoiled by his sister, Brandy, and his mother. So you could see his attitude. You could see the cockiness. It's mind-boggling to me, man. Deadlifter says, 1 and 1 equals 1. Ed says, like, you can always stop the situation. Why the hell keep going? It just, Right, and see, so I'm going to ask the question again. Do y'all think that his suicide statements was possibly about clout? Because it don't look like he's under any stress at all. It really don't. Salute Spitfire. Appreciate that, Spitfire. Crystal says, from what I've seen, everything in every episode that Ray J have ever been in, it's like watching a big kid. It's a big kid. You know, when do you grow up? When do we grow up from the madness? Here go another one. Let's check out this interview with Ray J on Shay Shay. Let's check this out, y'all. Lady Hawk says, I think a lot of those child stars are stuck in time because their character they played never grew up, so their mind frame didn't grow, in my opinion. I'm on that. I feel you, lady. I feel you, Lady Hawk. Ed says, being famous is nothing when you get to the pearly gates. It's not worth it to get killed for nothing. It's like, just look at his behavior, y'all. Yo, can you sit down? Can you just sit down? It's an interview. Can you sit down?
Wow.
Feel me? Everything, it always about to be a fight or either a fight. Your emotions. And that's the problem with a lot of people. Don't know how to control their emotions. Don't know how to use their brain. Like God gave you a brain. Use your brain. It's not always about this. It's not. If you got to resort to this, if this is the first thing that you resort to, use the punk. Use the sucker. Use the chump. Because a real man, let me not even say a real man, a man can think. So use the sucker, use the chump, use the punk. And even in that world, you ain't even a gangster because gangsters can think. Gangsters just don't go around fighting people. Gangsters just don't go around shooting people. Can you think? Put me around some people that can think. Salute, Sharon. So every opportunity we see, every time Ray J is involved, that's all he talks about. It was about to be a fight. Yo, when does it register to you that I'm a man? I have a family to provide for, because now the second that somebody pushes his wig back, the second that he comes up unalive, you're going to have the whole world crying. Oh, what they did to Ray J. Why they do that to Ray J? They didn't have to do that to him. He was good. His family members gonna come. See, it's accountability. His family, the people around him is gonna come. Man, see, only if y'all would have had a chance to meet Ray J. Salute Memphis. I see you, Memphis Freestyle. Salute. But where is the accountability? Where is it at when we are alive and we're moving around and doing stupid stuff like this? Ray J, you too old, my man. Let it go. And anybody out there that thinks like Ray J, every time a situation occur, all you can resort to is fighting. All you can resort to is pulling out a pistol. Use the real sucker. Use the punk. Use the chump. Ed says the second you show you want to fight, like the person who is thinking is going to walk away. Walk away. Because in that incident, if Ray J would have got into a fight, Ray J could have lost his life. And that's something that people don't understand and people don't realize. Now, you get into this fight, you get into this altercation, you lose your life. Who gonna be there to raise them children? You thinking, well, I got enough money in the bank. Well, I got enough money for where as though if something happens to me, I got enough money to where as though my family will be well off. But guess what? I got news for you. Money can never do the job. Money can never substitute the time and the energy and the things that you put into your family's lives. Money can never compete against the time that you put in with your family. Believe that. Spitfire says, I tell my son all the time, if you get in a fight, remember your life is on the line every time. Your life is on the line. Now, you can play bad all you want to. You can play bad because that's all we doing. That's all we doing when we do the woofing and the fighting and all that. We just playing bad. We just acting bad. That's all we doing. But if I got to act bad, if I got to put on a show, salute Eye of the Storm, I see you, appreciate you for pulling up. If I got to put on a show, somebody, and I'm glad my man, y'all heard my man told Ray J, it's time to go home. That's the type of people that you need around you. When you get ready to do some dumb shit, you don't need no yes men. You don't need no yes women. You need somebody, when you get ready to do some dumb shit like Ray J was getting ready to do, you need somebody to tell you it's time to go home. Mel says his mom always looked out for his career, but when he got around the Kardashians, he gave his mom hell. Yes, he did. Ed says you never know if they have a weapon or if they have friends around or if they have friends with weapons. You just don't know. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. You don't know. I see it all the time. I see it all the time. While the person is alive, they the baddest person in the world. They family members be co-signing they bullshit. Man, my cousin crazy. I get my cousin on you. They quick to go get that cousin. They quick to go get that homie. I get this person on you. Right? But when that person end up losing their life, where they be at? They be at the memorial. They be at the funeral crying. You know, they had the shirts on, rest in peace, so-and-so. They be on social media. They just killed my cousin. Your ass wasn't crying when you was sending your cousin on all them crash out missions. The hood mentality is the biggest and the stupidest and dumbest mentality to have. And I got news for y'all. Black people ain't the only one with a hood mentality. So I ain't just talking to black people. I'm talking to anybody, any nationality that thinks the hood is the real world. Do you realize all that shit that's done in the hood? You can't pay no bills with that shit. You can't take none of that shit to the bank and cash it in. I'll probably never do another demonstration on Ray J again, y'all. But this is stupid. I'm seriously. Spitfire says hoods in every culture. Exactly. It's in every culture. Wow. Wow. Wow, y'all. Wow. Salute, Miss Parker. Eye of the Storm says, can you play that clip again? What happened? I'll play it back, Eye of the Storm. Give me a minute, all right? I'll play it back for you. Give me a minute. Wow. 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 Ray J's allowance was 1.2 thousand a month. Bought a Cadillac at 14. Are y'all watching? Are y'all watching? And this is why Ray J grew up spoiled. This is why Ray J acts the way he acts now. He was spoiled. Ray J's allowance, are y'all reading what I'm reading? Ray J's allowance was 1.2 thousand a month. What in the hell? A 14-year-old need an allowance of 1.2 thousand a month. Wow. Let's listen, y'all. So he talks with sense. And I guess when you have your mom as your safety net, I guess Mom Dukes is his safety net. So I guess he don't have no worries. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Eye of the Storm says, does he talk about Whitney's last night over his house? Let's find it. Let me see. That's a good question, Eye of the Storm. That's a good question. Let me see what I can come up with. That's interesting. He just thinks he is untouchable. Yeah, he does. Let me see. Eye of the Storm says he sounds spoiled. Yeah, well, for 1.2 thousand a month allowance. I'm coming, y'all. Of the Storm says, I like Ray J with the melodies. Don't like Ray when he act tough. And I got $2 as allowance when I was a kid. I was lucky to get a quarter. Crystal says, well, I can't say the name. I never like his music, but love Brandy's. All right, let's see what this is, y'all.
On a drug binge that led to her decrepit state now. Now this is 100% of Whitney Williams on a drug binge that led to her thriving, and I wish them the best, I really do. Now, let me move on and talk about this tea, because this was kind of crazy. The reality star and rapper Stunna Girl called out Ray J and accused him of allegedly taking Whitney Williams on a drug binge that led to her decrepit state now. Now, this is 100% alleged, okay? Now, Stunna Girl and Ray J have been at odds over business. Apparently, Stunna Girl was on Ray J's network called Tronics, and she left to start her own network called Red Room TV. And Ray J apparently has been salty about it and talking about it. And Stunna called him out and said, "Stop clout chasing off me, brokey. You've been on a podcast tour saying my name, trying to get casted off, knowing Big Stunna. I own a network. You don't even own any clothes. Thanks for your services, sir." She also posted and deleted this, and it shocked a lot of people. She said, "Instead of constantly being worried about me, Ray J needs to focus on what he did to Whitney Williams. She ain't been the same since you took her on that drug binge, gang." Now, there have been some pictures of Ray J hanging out with Whitney Williams. We don't know why they were randomly hanging out, but it does make me wonder a little bit. And there have been rumors about Ray J allegedly being Whitney Houston's supplier when she was alive. He hung out a lot with Whitney, and some people assumed that they were dating, but other people assumed that maybe he was there with her for another reason. Actually, her former sister-in-law, Leola Brown, who is Bobby Brown's sister, claimed that Ray J was Whitney's drug connect, and he allegedly was around her before she passed away in that bathtub.
I saw Ray J coming out of the hotel, hiding his head, being pushed into the car. Why? I looked and I said, why is he hiding? Why is he hiding his face? He's always trying to show his face when he's around Whitney. Why now? Why?
What do y'all think of that? What do y'all think of that? Let's backtrack. And this is Whitney Houston's sister-in-law, I believe Bobby Brown's sister. She says that she saw Ray J. Ray J was seen coming out of Whitney's room, hiding his face. What do y'all think about that? Somebody talk to me.
Bobby Brown's sister, claimed that Ray J was Whitney's drug connect, and he allegedly was around her before she passed away in that bathtub.
I saw Ray J coming out of the hotel, hiding his head, being pushed into the car. Why? I looked and I said, why is he hiding? Why is he hiding his face? He's always trying to show his face when he's around Whitney. Why now? Why are you trying to hide now, Ray J? And I put it all together. When I first heard she passed away, I said, my God, somebody gave her a bad bag.
Okay.
Yes.
What do y'all think about that? Eye of the Storm. Eye of the Storm says, I always thought he had something to do with it. Maybe she didn't sleep in the tub. The sister-in-law said she always thought. Well, maybe Ray J gave her a bad batch. Salute to For Life. Salute to For Life. Ed says, this man, like he ain't even a man. He doesn't think he's just hurting people. Salute to For Life. Appreciate that cash donation the other day to For Life.
I promise you, that was the first thing that came out of my mouth. And then I saw Ray J. And it all added up. So I am going to believe that Ray J, who Whitney told me she had no relationship with. Now this is a young boy who's running around telling people that he is a boyfriend of Whitney's. But I know clearly that he wasn't. He was, like she said, a runner boy. For some reason, he knows somebody that sells drugs.
We all from those days, back in the early drug dealing days, a runner was just that. A runner was somebody that ran drugs. Their job was to take the drugs to whoever it was that was buying the drugs. Usually, they would take in the drugs to a fiend. That's what they were called in the early days of drug dealing, a runner.
And he was buying them for Whitney, from what I know, and giving her drugs. I want to know why this boy was allowed to do that around Pat and around Gary. Around Pat, mainly because you were with her. You were with her all the time. All the time. And for you to say that you don't know what happened to her, you know, I'm really disturbed by that. I really am.
That was a heavy allegation, and Leola has been very vocal about what happened to Whitney. She feels like Whitney didn't just overdose in the bathtub like a lot of people believe. Whitney actually had defense wounds on her body when they took the autopsy. So apparently somebody was trying to take her out. She didn't just overdose. At first it was rumored that she was taken out by some drug dealers that she owed money to. But Leola feels like Whitney's sister-in-law, Pat Houston, and her brother, Gary Houston, played a role in this. She feels like they allegedly set Whitney up to take control of her estate. And she also feels like they did the exact same thing to Whitney's daughter, Bobby Christina, because both Bobby and Whitney eerily passed away.
What are y'all thoughts? What are y'all thoughts? I'm going to run a little bit more of this, and then I'm going to take y'all comments. Wow. That's all I can say is wow.
That Ray J and Nick Gordon played a role in this as well, because they were the runner boys who made sure that Whitney and Bobby Christina were not completely sober so they could get set up to be taken out, allegedly. And there's also a conspiracy that Clive Davis may have ordered out the hit because he wanted Whitney gone because he felt like she was more profitable dead than alive. So there's a lot of conspiracy theories surrounding the passing of Whitney Houston and Bobby Christina. But one thing Leola has always mentioned is Ray J has played a suspicious role in all of this.
Everybody wants to say, well, it was Clive that ordered it. Oh, that may be so, but I don't have that proof of that. I have proof of things that Pat Houston did, Nick Gordon, Gary Houston, Ray J. Ray J did something to my niece. And I'm going to tell you all about that. Yes, they were all involved. There were too many people running around that hotel doing things to my sister and my niece. I'm so sorry, you all. But it's the truth.
Also, there's this old interview that Ray J did with Maxwell Billion, and he talked about his relationship with Whitney, and he said something that was extremely odd. When the interviewer asked him, "Is Whitney clean?" he said, "She's clean if I want her to be."
Because every time you just do her right. I always do her right. I always do her right. Before we were really right, you know how long it took me to really make it right with her? But do you understand what I could do? She was, I'm trying to tell you, let me tell you, Whitney, is she clean? Absolutely. Until anyway. Until, if I want her to be. What?
Did y'all hear this shit? Are y'all listening to this shit, man? Are y'all listening to what I'm listening to?
Before we were really right, you know how long it took me to really make it right with her? But do you understand what I could do? She was, I'm trying to tell you, let me tell you, Whitney, is she clean? Absolutely. Until anyway. Until, if I want her to be. What? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That was wild. That was wild. And to me, that confirms that maybe he was Whitney's runner boy. And
Stop right there. Rock Squad, talk to me. The Full Life says he went the extra mile in the wrong direction. Rock Squad, you can't make this shit up. And when they say what's done in the dark will come to light. Ray J, he's every time you turn around. Have y'all noticed that? Every time you turn around, Ray J is in the middle. Every time. Wow. Wow. Maybe all his dirt is catching up with him. Strong possibility. Maybe that's why he said it. He said it in the first clip that I played, y'all. Let me see if I could get it. Let me see if I can find that first clip. He said because of the lifestyle, the things he's seen, the things he's been through. Wow. Crystal says Ray J might be a lot of things, but can't see it. Wow. Salute, Yvette. Salute, Yvette. Appreciate you for pulling up. Salute, Yvette. Nah, this ain't it. Bear with me, y'all. I'm trying to find it. Ed says he's asking to get hurt by doing this. Bear with me, y'all. I think I got it. All right. Let's go back to this. And this is what he's been posting. And let's pay attention to what he's been posting. He says, for my family and have generational wealth was always the plan, but money is evil. Let me backtrack. My opinion. In my opinion, Yvette C says he looks weird. In my opinion, Ray J knows some things. He's been around. Allegedly. He's involved in some things, y'all. It's not a coincidence. How do y'all feel? You know, I'm going to play 2 more clips and then we're going to get out of here. I know the 4th of July is tomorrow, and I know many of y'all are celebrating the 4th of July. Many of y'all will be traveling. Just be safe. Make sure everyone is safe in y'all travels. But I started the demonstration off, and I still say prayers to Ray J. I'd still say that because I don't know what's on his heart, and I don't know where he's at, you know. So I still say prayers to Ray J. But he's always in the middle. He's always in the middle. Salute Big Pressure. Appreciate you for pulling up, Pressure. Salute, Pressure. I mean, at his age and at his level of success, when do you turn it off? When do you turn it off? When do you start to accept responsibility and accountability and say, look, enough is enough? Or do y'all think if he tries to come clean, if he tries to do the right thing, do y'all think his life might be in danger? Drop a 1. Drop a 1 in the chat if y'all think it's a possibility that his life might be in danger. What do y'all think? Drop a 1. Maybe he's been involved. Maybe he can't go the other way. Eye of the Storm says he was just doing an interview about his network and fights on TV recently. Oh boy, he got into it with owns that network. Ray J was just repping. Right. Tammy dropped the 1. Crystal says it's so hard to tell because the industry is so dark and the masters can control and make anything go the way they want. And that's true. Primo says, brother Ray J been involved with the devil so long he can't get out. Good point. The Full Life says he sounds like a Isaiah for real. Maybe he is. No. Pressure dropped the 1. Eye of the Storm says everybody has a plan till they get punched in the face. Mike Tyson. That's facts. How many of y'all allegedly think Ray J had something to do with Whitney Houston's death? Drop a 1 if you allegedly think Ray J had something to do with Whitney Houston's death. Tammy says Ray J was involved with the unaliving of Whitney Houston, so he is definitely tied. I think so. He knows something. Eye of the Storm says, I think he got beat up for the first time and it's overwhelming him. I guess he ain't showing his face in his post for a reason. Good point, Eye of the Storm. I didn't look at it like that. Eye of the Storm. So I'm gonna run the clip back for everybody that wasn't here when I ran the clip of the altercation with him and my man. I'm not gonna run the whole 6-minute clip. All right, here we go, y'all.
Whatever you say, Chig's gonna be on YouTube with it, man.
These baddie shows must be super popular that now the CEOs of the networks are joining in on the fun and fighting in the street as well. What's up, y'all? It's your man Talker's Road reporting for the Chicks Move channel. We gotta talk about this. Ray J, the CEO of the Tronics Network, just got into an altercation with Lemmy Plummer, the CEO of the Zeus Network, in the middle of the street after going back and forth for a long time because Ray J used to work with Zeus Network, helped it grow, and then broke off and started his own brand, which now led to tension between the two CEOs, which led to this altercation. Ray J even went to the back of the Maybach truck to grab a bag. What is he reaching for inside the bag? Who knows? No one got injured. They both got one little half punch off. This is as fair of a fight as you're gonna get with 1,000 security standing between y'all. But should the CEOs be setting a higher standard, or are they showing the reality TV shows on their platforms how it's really done, how to always perform for the cameras? This altercation goes back to when Ray J threatened to expose a video of Lemmy Plummer getting physically handled by one of his old employees after they fell out. And of course, Wack has to get into the middle of it because anything having to do with a video threatening to be exposed has to include Wack 100. And he's cool with both sides, so he played the mediator role in this case, trying to squash it. But about a month ago, the Zeus CEO would post on his Instagram story this message: Ray J, we get the marketing stunts that you're trying to pull for your network, but all jokes aside, I really have my own network to run, and we're running our own race. Consider this my first and final response. We wish you nothing but the best. Peace. When someone is unhappy with themselves, they create problems with everything and everyone around them. So it seems like Plummer is not really with the baddies fighting in the street type of situation when it comes to two CEOs having a disagreement. But he called out Ray J for relying on publicity stunts, which he might not actually be wrong about. But what do you think? Let me know in the comment section. Peace.
What do y'all think? Allegedly, Ray J got fired. The man fired Ray J. So is this a publicity stunt on Ray J's part? What do y'all think? Is this a publicity stunt on Ray J's part? See, this right here, now you got a CEO. Just maybe I'm wrong. And maybe I'm wrong because maybe in my mind, maybe in my time, even though I still think, because I'm alive, I think that this is my time also. But maybe back in the days, Precious says stunt maybe years ago, you would never catch a CEO, well, sure, night, but a CEO. And my man looked like he's pretty much intelligent, and he looks like, you know, he got his ish together. Maybe I should try. Hey, Big Pressure, I'm gonna ask you this. Maybe, Big Pressure, maybe me and you need to do some shit like this, Big Pressure. Salute, James. Big Pressure, maybe me and you need to run some plays. What you think, Big Pressure? Me and you all laid back in the cut, don't bother nobody. Maybe we need to get on this shit, Big Pressure. James says millionaires acting like high schoolers. Right, James? They acting like high schoolers. They playing with all this money. Now, if y'all see Shank Rock cutting the fool, y'all know it's a play. Y'all gonna know. Shank told us it's a play. If you ever see Shank Rock out there like that, no, it's a play. What's up, Big Pressure? What's up? Talk to me, Big Pressure. Zena, James, somebody, 80s baby. Should I run the play? Y'all let me know. Maybe this, I'm going to get on this shit. This is the shit that I'm getting on. I'm getting ready to switch lanes again. Y'all ready? Y'all ready to switch lanes with me? Trelane says, Pressure says, facts, fam. Trelane says, Ray J worth 14 million as of 2024. If he comes out with a diss track next week, then we know what it is. Exactly. Exactly. The Storm says, yeah, controversy sell, but to go with suicide shortly after, I don't know if it was a stunt or one that went wrong. Running for a bag too, yeah. That's my thing with the suicide in there. You could have left that out because that's something serious. You know, that's something serious, and that's something that you just don't play with. Like my heart goes out to anybody that's on suicide watch, anybody that has suicide thoughts. My heart gonna go out to them. My heart goes out to you if you on suicide watch, because that's something serious. You know, they're on the edge of taking their life, and I don't recommend no one to take their own life. So I'm hoping that this real. I'm hoping that it's real. I'm hoping this ain't no stunt. I'm hoping this ain't no play. You know, I'm hoping that, you know, he's really feeling like that. So, but look, y'all, my show coming on in another 2 hours. Sisters, my show get ready to come on. Look, I appreciate everybody for pulling up, and I'm going to still say it. Let's send up some prayers for Ray J. Until we find out whether or not this is real or fake, let's just go with the idea of it being real. And let's throw up some prayer hands for Ray J. Let me find one more, y'all, and then we're going to get out of here. Let's find, let me, okay. This might be it. Nah, that ain't it. Then I'm going to let y'all get out of here.
I created Terramana with a mission to put the spirit of mana into every bottle we make. Mana?
Hashtag chicken the soup. Hashtag pastel drip.
All right, this is for everybody that didn't see it. I think it was more of wrong place at the wrong time. Wrong because the industry can be very dark. This is for everybody that didn't see it.
Hashtag chicken the soup. Hashtag pastel drip. Hashtag hot shot there now.
Hold up, dude. Look,
So Ray J then went and grabbed the bag. See this right here, I can't rock with this. He grabs the bag. We all know what's allegedly in the bag. Now, we all know if it is a pistol in the bag. We all know if he pulled a pistol out. We all know he gonna have to use it. And look how many people that's out there. I mean, y'all gotta make this shit make sense. Zena says stupidity. Facts. That's stupidity. Crystal says, I think he just putting on the X. He wasn't going to do anything again. Ray J is very childish and thirsty for attention.
Yo, so it's the BET Awards. Today is about to be the biggest day. I'm super excited. It's summertime. I got a jacket on. I thought that I could be able to get dressed by like 3:34 and be there, but for some reason I missed it, and I gotta be there at 1 o'clock. And so here's where you in this crazy position, because it's like I want to be dressed, I want to have my suit on, but what I don't do, what I don't do is play late business. So if BET said 1 o'clock, and now it's about to be 1 o'clock, this is what I gotta wear to BET. Because being on time looks better than not being on time, but looking good. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, I don't want to wear this to the BET. It's hot outside. I got a jacket on, but I will not be late. 1 o'clock BET. I am arriving right now, 10 minutes early. I always try to be professional. Hopefully, maybe at some point I can get dressed in the bathroom later, but being on time matters.
Salute, Ann. Salute, Ann. I appreciate everybody for pulling up. My show, Sisters, is about to come on at 9 o'clock. I'll see everybody tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to probably be playing some music. I'm going to do something different tomorrow. So make sure everybody pull up. I got some special guests. Oh, yeah. I got some special guests that's coming to visit me tomorrow. So make sure y'all tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell everybody. Shank Rock is going to have a special guest. It's going to be 2 special guests that's going to be with me tomorrow. Salute everybody. And if you're traveling, yes, Zena, Sexy Red, you had to tip everybody off. But y'all didn't hear that from me. But make sure if y'all traveling for the holiday, make sure y'all be safe. And I'll see everybody tomorrow with my special guest. Salute.